Just letting the beat rock. We live. Episode 8, the Hansome Man Problem podcast. Thankful to be back for another one. The beginning of the new year. I hope everything started great for everyone. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Hansome Man Problem podcast. I appreciate all the interactions. You know, this is live, streaming live from Reflex Radio. Download the app. We got DJ Fly Hype on the ones and twos.
Just to let y'all know, this is all original music, man. All original music. Stuff that I created low key called Flow Killer.
Yeah, this is a good vibe. This is a good start to Hansome Man Problem podcast, man. I tell you, this journey, it's been amazing. I appreciate this platform. I was able to creatively express myself, learn some things about myself at the same time. Yeah, Hansome Man Problem podcast. We're going with self-reflection on this one. It's a lot. I've learned a lot during this journey, self-awareness journey. I've been saying it, and then day in and day out, it's been a self-awareness journey for me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hansome Man Problem podcast. I'm here by myself tonight. My co-host, my partner, Nigerian King, he was unable to host with me tonight, which is all good. I'm gonna hold it down. Yeah, man. We back. Hansome Man Problem podcast. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing start of the year for me. I have a lot to be thankful for during this self-awareness journey. I have a lot to be thankful for. I have a lot to reflect on. So I finally made it. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Yeah, we're going for episode 8, Hansome Man Problem podcast. Tonight's podcast is it's based off of gratitude, showing gratitude. Thank you. You know, a quick put together. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna get everybody rolling in. Shout out to the DJ Fly Hype on the ones and twos tonight. Yeah. Yeah, this one is self-reflection, man. Since Hansome Man being birthed, I just look back at all the episodes that I've did with my partner, Nigerian King, but more so, it's given me an overall spectrum of things to be thankful for, things to look out for, a lot of things that I've learned within myself during the self-awareness journey. And I could say it's been amazing. Bumpy road, but I felt like I was more so prepared for it. Let me go back, built for it. Preparation is coming along the way. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Hansome Man Problem Podcast. I appreciate y'all interactions. Yeah, man. I appreciate all the interactions. We here tonight. I'm here alone today. My partner, Nigerian King, couldn't make it tonight, but I see he joined in live. What's up, brother? You know, I appreciate your element. I'm gonna hold it down on this one tonight. Yeah, appreciate you. We just gonna get it started. You know, got DJ Fly Hype on the ones and twos. Appreciate you, brother.
Anytime. Here's my question is, how you liking my personal music that I don't let nobody listen to?
Yeah, it's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe.
Doing this side thing, creating mixtapes strictly just to help people. As a vibe, like I'm not doing mixtapes, like you saw my beats, strictly just a vibe to meditate to, or I saw you zoning out. You was just like thinking about a lot of stuff you listened to.
Yeah. It was dope. Yeah. The beats was dope. Beats was dope. I was like, yeah, I could get right to this. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I definitely want to show my appreciation for the platform, Reflex Radio. It's helped me gain a lot of exposure to myself, to people, the interactions. It's a dope platform. Anybody that's been watching, I suggest you try to get in on this. It's a dope platform that gives you a chance to get yourself out there, podcast wise, and anything if you ask me. But for the most part, I was able to birth Hansome Man Problem podcast through this platform. So I just want to give thanks. You know, I want to show love to this platform. It was dope. Still here, number 8. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for Reflex Radio. Download the app, watch the streams for free on YouTube. But I'm here to just give a little feedback, a little update on what I've endured, what I've encountered since my self-awareness journey on this platform, Hansome Man Problem podcast. Since I birthed the podcast, my first take on it, you know, I was very nervous, scared, had a lot of fear, you know, with taking this leap of faith. And actually, after taking it, it was something that, you know, I didn't even envision taking. But since I did it, I was able to learn a lot about myself. Starting with the first episode, talking about abandonment. I was able to open up a lot of things within that realm, talking about abandonment within myself. A lot of things I've realized and I've noticed came to surface. I'm not the one to really like to go in depth, but I seen when it came to this, it was something that I couldn't run away from. It's that thing, fear. You start to learn things and you see things of yourself, and you become fearful. But this time around, I was like, you know what? There's no fear here. You know, I wanna learn more about me. So when that episode came out, it really brought a lot of things, as I said before, to the surface, to where I had to reflect on and accept that I was going through this thing, more so of like building this platform, Hansome Man Problems. Just, you know, I wasn't really looking to talk shit like that. You know, I wasn't really just wanting to bring out topics. It was a little more personal for me. So when I brought out these topics, these was things that I was experiencing. And with these experiences and with going through these phases on this platform, I began to realize a lot of things have come to surface, like things that I ain't deal with. I felt like I just put in the storage bin and left it there, you know. And with those things resurfacing, it was like, wow, you know, no lie, I do have a lot to deal with within myself before I can go out there and love someone or be the great. There's just things that, you know, personally you have to really deal with. One thing though that I've learned in this place is that you have a lot of inconvenient moments, where you would feel like things are not working out for you, things are not happening, things is just not going your way. What I've learned is that's the best time to do your work. I can remember plenty of times where I was looking to make things perfect, or wait till a convenient time to start something, a more convenient time to do what I needed to do. And I felt like when I first started Hansome Man Problem, that was more of an inconvenient place for me, just with dealing with fear and things like that. Even I'll be transparent, overcoming watching myself on camera, looking at myself on camera, even hearing myself on camera. That was a fear that I overcame with going through my self-awareness journey, going through Hansome Man Problem podcast, watching myself, hearing myself. You know, it was a lot of it to me, honestly, was funny. You know, cracked myself up now just thinking about some of these times. With my partner Nigerian King on, you know, we caught a lot of camaraderie moments, brother moments, but just overall, having this platform, I was able to see the root of things, of what I was going through, what I was feeling, and I just want to, you know, show my gratitude to the platform for, you know, even giving me this opportunity to do so. Reflex Radio, and again, just reflecting on these topics that I've came across within having Hansome Man Problem podcast. Honestly, I felt like for me, it was like I was trying to reach out to the other brothers out there. With Hansome Man Problems, the name speaks for itself. But more so, it brought more light to me within myself. Like, you know, I could go to one of my topics. What would your older self now tell your younger self then? What advice would your older self now tell your younger self then? That was one of the topics that I had. And it just dawned on me that at that time of having it, you know, I never really thought about what advice would I give my younger self at the time. So just tapping into that, after the episode, I'm going back, you know, and I'm thinking and I'm reflecting on things that I've been through, things that I've gotten through. So, you know, what advice would I give myself? At the time of the show, I believe I was saying they had this big talk about the little boy having a kitchen at the time. Yeah.
I remember what you said.
Yeah, that was
I don't mean to break you off.
It's cool. Nah, it's cool.
The thing I like about your podcast, because I show it to my other brothers, and some of them go through the same stuff that you talked about.
Right.
And they were looking at it like, yo, I can relate. I can acknowledge the fact that he's speaking about it from a different perspective that I'm going through.
Right.
Because most of my brothers are married. Shout out to all my married folks.
Yeah, shout out to the married men out there, you know.
But it's just, I personally don't want to go through that, what they're going through. But
Right.
I'm grateful that men like y'all show single men like me,
Mm.
all right, certain things you gotta watch out for with ladies.
Yeah.
Certain things you gotta watch out for as yourself as an
Yeah,
individual.
yeah, man.
So
yeah.
that's why I respect your podcast. I was like, all right, you know what? I want to vibe to this. Like, I had conversations with my gaming folks where we sat there. It was like, yo, what you listen to? Hansome Man podcast. You still watching that? Yeah, I flip back sometimes. I listen to it to read what he's saying because certain things you see from a different light.
Yeah, man. You know, I really respect that, man. I really do appreciate that feedback because with building this platform, that's the type of
And the platform that you have, it's so uniquely structured to help out the man in his problems.
yeah.
It's not where it's talking shit, no
Right.
pouring your drink.
Right.
Like, what you're bringing is the truth to what we are missing in ourselves.
Right,
And
man.
we don't acknowledge that.
Wow.
And for those who do acknowledge that, I give that to you because I acknowledge it recently.
Yeah.
The one before the holiday break,
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it, and then during holiday break, the situation arose within this topic that you brought up.
Yeah.
So I was
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let me
Right.
just sit here, listen to it. Let me see what they have to say. And I went about it differently. Now I feel light. I feel lighter.
That's what's up, man. Those who's watching and listening in, I appreciate y'all coming in, joining in, tapping in with me. But DJ Fly Hype just gave his testimony on Hansome Man Problem podcast, and truthfully, that made me feel a bit good as far as what I'm going into with Hansome Man Problem podcast.
Keep grinding, brother.
That's dope. That's dope, bro. That's
I expect this to help the next generation of men, little boys out here.
right.
Because stuff that you're talking about,
Right.
I see it on daily with my cousin, and he going through the school. He be like, "Yo, cousin Harold, yeah, I say my government name. That's the only time I say my government name. Yeah, I catch it. If I say my government name, I turn in my head.
Right.
Cap on my government name. But anyway,
Yeah.
say cousin, I'm like, even I put my little cousin onto your thing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
respecting. He's trying to put his little homies onto it.
Yeah, man, that's wonderful to hear, man. I didn't even expect that, to be honest with you.
Because my thing is how I move in silence, but I help promote people the way I promote.
That's what's up,
because
man. That's what's up.
I consider myself as the black ninja on the set. Why I consider myself black ninja on the set? Because
Yeah.
I like to. There's so much shadowy stuff going on. You gotta be that one guy that gotta pick up the katana blade and like here's
Right. Right.
here's full of words.
Right. Yeah, man. Again, I appreciate that. Because that was my initiative. Again, with building Hansome Man Problem podcast, it opened up those doors for me, man. Some certain things I couldn't put back no more. I had to recognize, like, you know what, I'm going through this. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Dive in with us. With your thoughts. We have a number here, 718-477-0139. Just give us your thoughts. You could chime in at any time with us during this conversation. I'm just having a self-reflection moment with Hansome Man Problem podcast. And what I've come across with the self-awareness journey that I've gone through, and hearing his testimony on what Hansome Man Problem brought to him, it really made me. It does something to me, because that's my initiative, to create a safe platform for us black men to talk, not even talk shit, just to have us vent.
I just say,
Yeah,
word for me, because
what's the word for you?
venting.
That's
it's not a lot of safe places for us black men to congregate and talk about what's going on.
right. Yeah,
There's,
absolutely.
therapy group sessions for that, but those group sessions are from another perspective of
Right.
of another. Now I have to say another race, because now each race goes through different things.
Right.
So, like I said, kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, man. And one thing about this was, for me, the world talks about toxic masculinity. We all know what.
But the thing is, though, why the world talks about toxic masculinity, and I'm cutting on you. I work in the media world. Half the gonna tell you, I ain't gonna tell you where I work at because government job.
Yeah.
But
Hey, it's all good.
I work in a certain area that half of the co-hosts and anchors don't want to be on that. Like they're like, yo, bro, why do I gotta talk about this?
Right.
I saw one producer arguing with anchor man. He was like, I want you to talk about this topic. This is the hot topic to talk about all this extra stuff.
Right.
And he's like, nah, bro, why
Yeah.
bash somebody,
Yeah,
bro?
I feel you. Yeah.
It's childish. We grown.
Yeah. So
talk about stuff that affects the world now.
absolutely. With my co-host Nigerian King that did a couple of episodes with me. Although, like I said, we know we hear about toxic masculinity all the time. The platform was also to demonstrate healthy black masculinity, where brothers can talk about some of their problems. With transparency and vulnerability, however you want to put it. So that's for me, going back on these topics. I was just it was more experiences for me. It was more experiences, but it did open up some doors that I felt like I kept closed for a long time. I just kept the door closed. Absolutely, Empress Chan. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Is wired to be take the hits, keep it rolling, but we're human too.
Right.
We have emotions.
Right.
That's why I can make a great podcast because you open the doors to a lot of stuff that I'm seeing and being aware of. So I'm not looking at it as because I thought I was always the outsider about situations.
Right. Thank you everybody for tuning in, joining in. Thank you everybody. Hansome Man Problem Podcast 8. So I'm just going over some self-reflective moments during this self-awareness journey with Hansome Man Problem Podcast. So one advice that my older self now would give my younger self then, the advice I would give myself is to keep going. With this self-awareness journey, I've felt the bumpy roads. The ups and the downs, and that's something I'm gonna get into shortly about when it comes to ups and downs. So anyone out there that's doing your thing, I do want to highly suggest y'all keep doing it. Stay motivated, stay positive about what you're doing, stay ambitious. It'll fall, it'll happen for you, it'll unfold, and it'll happen for you. But for the most part, that's one advice I would tell my younger self. The world is an illusion. You have to see beyond what you see. Absolutely, Nigerian King. I appreciate that one. He said, I would tell my younger self, the world is an illusion. You have to see beyond what you see. Absolutely, man.
What he's saying
What DMX said?
He said, cool. Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust the fact you can see them well.
Right. Absolutely. Shout out to Nigerian King and DMX for that quote, for that statement. Absolutely. And just going through these topics, as I stated before, this is self-reflection day. We were just self-reflecting on what happened last year up into this year, man. A lot. I've said it's a lot. So just opening that door with the advice that my older self now would tell my younger self then is keep going, keep the confidence. And then moving forward, I had one topic where I was talking about placeholding. And that came from a place of understanding sometimes we put ourselves in positions and we don't hold ourselves accountable for it, especially with dealing with relationships, not only relationships, jobs, etc. Just, it could go along with relationships, but I'm just saying overall, putting yourself in a predicament position that well, it's not for you. And then we don't look at it as holding ourselves accountable. It comes down to pointing the blame, placing the blame on the partner and the other person. Meanwhile, I believe that it was a point in time where you had a chance to ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this the place to be? So that just comes with, to me, accountability, um, more so than pointing the blame, pointing the finger at somebody else or a situation. And that itself opened up other doors within myself that I of things that I put in the storage place where I just left it there and not tended to it. And then the podcast arise, and here I am after the podcast reflecting on place holding things that I've place held myself in, to where potentially I could have been pointing the blame rather than holding myself accountable.
So let me ask you this: do you feel like you had high standards at that moment in time?
Yes.
Okay,
It,
you
it
sounded like you had high standards.
yeah, it and I want to be honest, high standards more so. I be honest, it it's really like not even knowing what you want. Really, you just out
You
here.
just want to go for it.
Yeah, you're
Not
just
really.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I realize we place hold our minds with limits. Absolutely, we place hold our minds with limits. And truthfully, I feel like that comes with conditions. There's a lot of things that, a lot of different things we all have gone through, and place holding our minds to the limits. It can, for me, it a lot of it was due to these conditions. Again, going through these topics, I'm able to unfold a lot of these conditions within myself that I realized that at a point in time I did place hold my minds with limits, with having fear, guilt, shame, so I can agree fully with that, realizing place holding our minds with limits. I could fully agree. But going back to what you were saying, to me it was like not even like just trying to figure it out, just trying to go along with it, trying to see like, do I like this? Do I want this? Is this for me? Not really having nothing concrete like set on intent. Let's just say intent.
When people go through that, they have more ambition and drive than the next person will ever be, because they know what they want in life, but they don't know how to approach the situation.
Right.
So,
and that approach with condition, with that, having that approach come with conditions.
right.
And fear is a lot. Fear was one of them for me.
The thing is, though, brother, you're here
Yeah,
New year beginning.
right. And I'm glad I was able to take that dive, and not wait till it was convenient to start it, because I had it like Nigerian King said. I realized we place hold our minds with limits. I did that before I got here. That's where I had Hansome Man Problem podcast.
Bring back to what I said again. We're so wired.
Yeah, man.
And the thing is, though, we need to get rid of that whole genetic wiring, that mentality that
Right. Right.
Let them be them. And
Right. Absolutely.
hold the next value on life.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm on right now. Like, personal note, it's been 10 years since a situation happened to me, and I'm able to be better now.
That's what's up, bro.
I'm basically on my Peru Pada bullshit.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad to hear that. But just more so, just hearing these things, thank you for everyone that's tuned in with me, that's interacting with me. We at Hansome Man Problem, Part 8, Self-Reflection. I'm just going through some of the topics that I've gone through that have given me more of an enlightenment of myself. After that, I had my next topic was, I'm a sucker for the wrong type of love.
That's the whole 10-year situation I was talking about subconsciously.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, man. I've came to realization, out there chasing the wrong love. let alone chasing the wrong love, understanding what love was, what love is, and having a clear understanding. I definitely see it starts within self. It starts with self. It starts with loving yourself. It's very important to have boundaries. How we allow people to treat us is important, definitely. Empress Chan, thank you for your interactions. How we allow people to treat us is definitely important. I've came to a conclusion is that how they treat us is definitely how we allow them to. They gonna go as far as we let them. Only with not having that understanding or consciousness of what's going on around you. So I totally agree that we build those boundaries and we have those boundaries for ourselves so that we're not feeling stepped on or crossed. Thank you for your comment, Empress Chan. Yeah, out here, um, to me, before there was a thing of self-love, I figured self-love became almost like toxic in a way. And the reason why I say that is because it became like a selfish thing. It came with like entitlement. Like I love myself enough, or I love myself, so I have to have this, or I come before this without no thought process.
That was my situation, but I wasn't that person.
Okay.
The person I was with was that type of mentality.
Right.
And I was not fit for it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It became a selfish thing to me. So I thought to myself, like, you know what, self-love is important. But with Hansome Man Problem, as it began to birth, I began to think, we're even going in within the first couple of episodes. It comes with self-awareness first. Become aware of yourself. And I felt like the way self-love was handled, it was mishandled. Like I said, with greed, confusion. It came with a selfishness, self-sabotaging. It came with a lot. It became like a trend. It became like a thing. And I noticed that for me, I couldn't just jump to that without self-awareness. So with the birth of Hansome Man Problem podcast, I began to go through a self-awareness journey. Hashtag Rome wasn't built in a day. And I began to see things. I began to learn and see things about myself that, like I said, became to the forefront. It was things. It's like me and my partners, when we talk, we use this onion analogy, where as you grow,
you shed each layer around.
Yeah, you build layers. Yes, you build layers upon yourself, protective layers.
Me and the homies, shout out to Ty Briggs and all of them.
Shout out.
I grew up with them, so we had conversations like that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're bringing it back. Damn, 10, 12-year conversation. You brought that back.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's that. It's a real effect. It's a real effect. So now we're understanding that whole analogy of the onion. For me now, it's peeling back the layers, because there was a lot of building, protecting yourself to where you had to, in each and every scenario in life, every aspect in life, you had to build these protective layers to survive. For me now, I'm no longer feeling that survival mode. So now it's like I have to peel back those layers and relearn those and redo those protective layers that I had then to now. With all the things that I've learned. So it's really like rebuilding, rebranding yourself. Certain things still stay, but just having that ability and also with having this understanding of the onion. That onion analogy is that you have to go into depth. You can't just peel back one without going to the next. Yeah, you have to. And I've reached moments within that where I'm like, nah, I'm not going no more. I'm not going no more. I felt that energy come upon plenty of times. where I'm going in depth with myself. I'm learning new things. I'm finding out new things, and then it gets deep. Where now you're looking for the life vessel, or now you want to come up for air. It's too much. And that's where I learned. That's where things get inconvenient for you. Within those moments, things start to get inconvenient. You start to learn things about yourself. You start to see things differently within yourself and people. So yeah, I've came to a point now where it's no turning back from going in depth. I'm continuously peeling back these layers to relearn everything all over again within myself. And I feel like that analogy with talking about it to my partners, it really brought light to the situation. It brought light to life for me. With understanding that I had these layers upon layers upon layers of protective energy, protective everything, just to protect myself from what I've been through, what I've gotten through, and what I'm going through. And now I see to it. I'm with learning myself these certain layers. I can do without. Yeah, man. I could do without. I feel more within this moment. I'm feeling more of that essence of humbleness with learning and understand how to move and how to survive in situations, not just top flighting and going off of emotion. It's more logical now. So having that understanding, it really, yeah, found your self-worth. Yeah, it really came down to that value within myself, understanding how much value I bring, and I see to it that it was important that with this self-awareness journey, I was searching high and low, for something, let's just say, for something that I really find to be within self, and I feel everyone can search and find it within self. We got Nigerian King requested to come live. You're seeing beyond. Yes, Empress Chan, absolutely. We're gonna have Nigerian King come in live with me. Appreciate the interactions, everyone. Thank you. Hey, brother. What's going on, Nigerian King? Brother man, how you doing? Yeah, man. I definitely know what time it is. I appreciate you taking time out of that moment you have of grinding to chime in with me here on Hansome Man Problem Podcast 8. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree. Right. Absolutely. 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 Hey, you on the money, man. You on the road, man. I appreciate your interactions, brother. You know, yeah, man. The thing about it, like you said, I've the soda bottle analogy, man. I felt like many a times I've made a fool of myself with that analogy where I've exploded, and more so just made a fool of myself. And I felt like for me, I had to really recognize that, as a black man. I wanted to take account to what I was doing. And with taking that account, I was able to find confidence within myself. That when it comes to situations, learning how to have that intelligence, that emotional intelligence when it's time to be emotional or when it's time to be logical. Um, and this platform was, again, just built to have that space for us black men to vent, to talk it out, or to get advice, some suggestions, because we were wired to fend for ourselves. It was like every man for himself, you know. No man could tell the next, huh? Right, right. Yeah, man. Right. You're right. Nah, it really is, bro. Right. A pair of socks. Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 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 Yeah, man. We want to get splurged on too. We got feelings too, and just overall, Handsome Man Problem podcast was just a place of expressing that transparency as a man. Like, look here, I'm working through it. I got feelings too, just overall coming from a standpoint of, for me, having that better understanding of how to express my emotions. Um, this platform and even having you as an element has just brought, some real eye-opening things for me. A lot of doors been open. Peace, Natasha. Nubian goddess. Yeah, it opened these doors. And I'm able to see a lot of what, let's just say, account of what I've been through, and bring it to the forefront to where it's not something I'm going through anymore. I've dealt with that. Now I can move forward in life as a black man, and understand how to use logics over emotion or when to be emotional. Part of the podcast was showing vulnerability. And I think it's important to, as a man, to have that space of vulnerability, especially when it comes to dealing with other men, coming from the place where we've been brought up, where we have to hold things in. We can't cry. We can't show emotion. We can't show that we hurt. We can't ask for help. Everything is put upon, the man to already know these things.
Crazy. I'm gonna mean to say something.
Uh,
That concept shift back in the old Middle Ages, history buff.
yeah,
That concept brought to where we are today as an cover.
yeah,
So we need to blame chivalry back in the day. So that started off. If we could go back in time and rearrange that,
yeah,
I honestly
Yeah, right. We trying to break the cycle today. We trying to break the cycle today. Beautiful. You appreciate it too. Thank you for your interaction. Yeah, Nigerian King. Getting back to it, man. I definitely want to thank you for your interaction. I'm just going over some of the topics and the reflective moments that I've had with Handsome Man Problem and what it's gonna look like for me moving forward with the podcast. Put what in one word? Okay. Right. Okay. Uh-huh. I'll give you okay, I'll put it to you like this. I got you. The saying is this: I can be what I will to be. And that's go to say that anything that I want, anything that I want, I can have it as long as I put my mind to it. And that's what I've learned overall, with even taking this dive into having this platform itself, starting on Reflex Radio. I'm just coming to that better understanding that I do have abilities, I do have power, I do have control over myself, over myself, you know. And I've reflected on moments where some of the things we talked about, I didn't have that control. I didn't have power over myself. And it showed through anger, confusion. So just overall, I'm just insight. I give you a one word: insight. I have more insight now, better insight. Um, it just brought enlightenment. I give you another word: enlightenment. Um, Within self overall, just self. Even expressing these things to you right now, I'm opening up channels, I'm opening up different doors that always been there. I'm just having them a moment right now to be able to express it, to be able to say it in this moment in time. I hope that answered your question, probably in many different ways, different alleys. um exactly. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Right, right, right. Transformation, yeah. Um, that's transformation is another one. Because again, I'm peeling back these layers, and you know, I'm going into depth. I'm not stopping in the middle and to go resurface back to the top. Where I felt like at a point in time, I used to do that. I used to be afraid to go in depth with myself, and see what's there. So having all these things that we just went through, the words we just went, transformation, I'm seeing that it's that's what's happening with going through each layer. It's a transformation. But within each layer, within itself, I'm able to re rewire, reprogram, reconstruct, as I said, certain layers that I use to get me where I'm at now. Fine, but it the same tactics is not going to work for where I'm going. It's not going to work. Um, yeah, 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 man. That's what it feels like, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good analogy. It's like shedding the snake skin, or even the butterfly transferring, the caterpillar transforming to a butterfly. You know, it's the same effect, but yeah, you do feel lighter. And I do feel lighter with going through these transformations, these transitions. The big one for me, the through this process for me, the biggest one for me, the biggest eye opener for me was going through the topic of validation. That was a big eye opener for me. And the reason why I say that, because within doing the podcast, I had a moment where I felt like I just wanted to shut down. Because within that moment, I was able to reflect on some things, and validation that as a whole, I didn't know how many doors was opening with just that topic alone. And I began to channel and go through things where I remember, like, for myself, where I was out here seeking validation. It came to life, like I'm out here seeking this. I looked for that on the outer world. I remember speaking on a particular part where I didn't have validation within. So I knew that I was seeking validation in the outer world, and not receiving that outer world validation put me in a very dark place, to where I was feeling suicidal. So I knew that I couldn't rely on the outer validation, but just within that topic alone, it made me realize how much I really was. And I didn't want to go into the topic with pointing a finger. I realized within, again, that in that same moment, I had to be account for a lot of that. I had to hold myself accountable for a lot of that validation that I was looking for. And with reflecting on that moment, and after the podcast, it was like I instantly found validation within myself. We're actually having that reflective moment where I was realizing, like, yeah, you know what, I was receiving, or not receiving, I was looking for validation from the outer world, meaning other people, other things, to make me feel like I have a better understanding, opposed to having my own understanding to self. I was looking for that validation or that understanding from other people and other things. So that topic alone just opened my eyes to how much I was leaning on that more so than myself, like almost like betting on myself in a sense. I wasn't betting on myself at all. It was more so I was looking for the answers in other places rather than trusting myself. And that was another thing, having to do that, trust myself, going through what I went through. So yeah, man, I'm just going back on these topics that brought a lot of things to light within self. Not only hearing DJ Fly say, like, yo, man, a lot of those topics I could relate to, or I know other people that can tap in on that. It really did it for myself. And like watching back the videos, I was like, yo, I really open up these
Avenues for people.
yeah, it was really, I really did open up these avenues for people. But more so reflecting, it was really myself that was there. I was like, wow, I'm really going through all of these, or gotten through these things, or getting through these things, and today's just that's what today's podcast is about. The self-reflective of Handsome Man Problem podcast. And with going into the new year with the confidence of the transformation, and understanding the intent and where I'm going now with it. So yeah, man, I want to thank you for the element you brought to Handsome Man Problem podcast. It brought a lot of good feedback to the podcast. Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm here. I'm thankful for another episode. I'm thankful for all the interactions. Thank you everyone for interacting that's here live on Handsome Man Problem Podcast 8. We're doing a self-reflecting. Hey man, bro, you getting back to the grind? Hey, yeah, we'll chop it up, bro. Thank you for your interaction, man. All right, appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, man, just going back, Handsome Man Problem Podcast 8, man. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in with me. Thank you for the interactions. So yeah, the new year just hit. My last podcast was going into the new year with confidence. And that's something that I've also gained during this self-awareness journey was confidence. I feel like it was big and it was very important for me. With that being said, yeah, we back for another one. Hold on one second. So moving forward, there's some things I want to revamp for Handsome Man Problem podcast. This, like I said, this is all self-reflecting, and I've able to see myself, listen to myself, hear myself. So there's some things that I want to revamp and bring back to Handsome Man Problem podcast, just to make it a little more live and stand out a little better. Get a little more interactions with people, perhaps have some guests on the show, tune in with us. Overall, it's going to be postponed. I'm not going to say we're not going to have live interactions, but more so just this platform, Reflex Radio, which I'm very thankful for. I appreciate the exposure. Self-made Joey, I appreciate this, man. This is a platform that I suggest everyone, come to try it out. Get your podcasts out there. Get your exposure. It's a great experience. For me, I've had a number of interactions. The experience within itself was new to me. I've decided to try out this platform, and I look, man, I'm here for number 8. Reflex Radio. Download the app. All the podcast is streamed live from there on the app and YouTube. So go ahead and download that app.
This app goes international, people. I'm talking about so many different countries. Last time I checked, we'll be in the Philippines. Yeah, I think the show was in the Philippines. That's how you know.
That's
they
dope.
Moving.
Dope.
Right there, right there, all day, right there, baby.
That's dope. That's dope. International, like you said, this is an international app. Download the app. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, tuning in with me, interacting with me. There's a number, 718-477-0139. Anyone want to chime in with their thoughts? Especially if you've been with me through this process. It's been a bumpy one for me. It's been ups and downs. And the thing about, all right, let me just get into the ups and downs part. There's gonna be moments where you're gonna be up. You're gonna be up here. You're gonna be up. You're gonna be feeling like you don't want to look down anymore. And for me, I've experienced that moment with birth of Handsome Man Problem. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. But overall, I just want to let everybody know, when you're in that up moment, I just want to say, don't forget that you've perhaps been down at a point in time. Let's not forget what it took to get us in these moments, to that moment, that up moment. Let's not forget the people that supported us in these moments. Let's not forget. I just want to say, when we in this up moment, we cannot forget where we came from. We cannot forget. And I just want to say, with having a Handsome Man Problem podcast, I've had moments where I was up, and I just wanted to run and not forget and forget where I came from. And I felt like in that moment of being up, it brought me down because I forgot where I came from. And I'm coming to this realization of the essence of humbleness. Where even in your lowest moment, where you feel like you low, just remember it's really not a low moment to keep the faith. Think about it. Think about you having a point where you didn't have money, um, enough money to no money, and you was able to survive for the next couple of days because you mentally survived. You put together tactics mentally, how you gonna go about moving, how you gonna figure this out. And that was in a low moment, in an inconvenient moment for you, where you was low to where you felt like you brought yourself back up. So let's not forget, even when we're in our low moments, also that we're really not in our low moments. It's the mind. It's, as Nigerian King said, putting a limit to our mindset. That when we are low, we're not really in a low moment. It's just a time where we need to recharge, refocus, and get back on board. But also when we're in that high moment, let's not forget where we came from. The essence of humbleness has come upon me during this self-awareness journey, to where even when I was at my lowest, I was brought back with faith. Just having the faith that I'm gonna get through, that things gonna pull through, things gonna happen, and things happen. It happened for me. I'm like, yo, and that was just having the faith, keeping the faith, alive, that in this inconvenient moment that things are going to get better. So that's why I say never stop in your inconvenient moment. That's the best time to put your foot on the gas, put the pedal to the metal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I told people I was cool with it, but now I ain't cool with them. But I told them at that point, yo, you got to put your mental to the pedal, put your feet on that gas, doing this racer flow, because you only live one life. And if you got the backing, the endorsement, or whatever it is, you got the support.
Right.
Take it. Don't sit there.
Right.
Be on some like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be humble because
right.
The words of this YouTube guy that I watch, I don't watch him for the pranks. I watch him for some of the stuff that he says. The words of Mr. Way. You're going to miss your blessing. Do not miss your blessing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Amen to that. But more so, just having that understanding that, things may be inconvenient for you, things may feel tough, hard for you, but that is the best time to put your foot on the gas, and keep going. I've even felt that in the moments of having Hansome Man Problem podcast, where I just want to give up. I just want to stop. I just didn't want to have this on me anymore. But I've also reached that point where it's like, that's the best time to keep going. So with having my highs and my lows, there's a point in the middle of that, and it's called being humble. When you receive your blessings, being humble. When you don't have nothing, still being humble, because with that mindset, you're going to work your way through, you're going to figure it out. And that's what I've learned with the self-awareness journey, that I have the ability to get myself through the most inconvenient moments, where you're like, you just want to give up, you just want to stop, you don't want to do it anymore. I had that, man. And through the grace of God and having faith and belief, within, that I'm gonna get through it. And sure enough, I'm still here. Just more so with having this platform, like I said, Hansome Man Problem podcast is just going to be postponed temporarily. We still going to have live interactions. I'm just not going to be doing it from Reflex Radio platform. I do plan in the future to getting back on board with the family, because this is all, like, you can't ask for nothing better than this platform, man. It's dope to be able to have a platform close to home, from another brother. So I'm really appreciative of it, that I was able to have this opportunity. Like you said, opportunities don't always come by. So with knowing I had a brother on an island that had a platform like this. I just want to take a chance, and I want to thank him for that. I want to show my appreciation to this platform, Reflex Radio. Download the app for free. Come and start your podcast. Live. You got everything you need here, man. And the price is right. But yeah, man. I've learned a lot. I do feel like I've reached some inconvenient moment. And I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm gonna start from, like I said, we're still gonna have live interactions. It's just not gonna be here on this platform. I'm figuring my way through. I'm figuring it out. I started it. I've reached that point where now, I'm just, again, things are seemingly inconvenient at the time, but I'm not stopping. I will jump back on board with the family in the future. I just want to give, while I have the chance, everyone that been tuned in with me, live interacting with me, just a little bit of insight on Hansome Man Problem podcast, because I know last week was postponed, and this is a new week, and I just wanted to give everyone that's been riding out with me. I call y'all the wolf pack that's protect at all costs. Everybody that been riding out with me, just to give y'all a little insight. I'm learning, I'm trusting the process. This is a self-awareness journey for me. I do suggest everyone go through their own self-awareness journey. See to it what it is that you can build for yourself, work on with yourself, things you put to the side that needs to come to the forefront, especially when you're dealing with other people, especially when you're in relationships. I see to it, it's very important that you deal with self first. You seek that self-love within self first, that validation within self first. You receive all that within before you receive it. Look for it without, in the outer world. It's been real. It's been cool. Some things within myself, I was just like, wow, amazed that I've learned. Part of it was being able to be right here on camera talking to you guys. I always had that fear of listening to myself or even seeing myself. But I grew out of that after the first 2 episodes. Instantly. It was like instantly. I'm like, you know what? I could do this. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, DJ Fly Hype. Keeping me on the ones and twos. I'm feeling these beats, man. They dope. And these are personal beats. Yeah. So far, how everyone New Year been so far, thus far? Any new goals for the new year? Short term or long term? Tune in with us, 718-477-0139. Call in. Let me know thus far, have your New Year's been good to you? And what's some of the goals that you have for the new year? Short term or long term? Either one. Oh, yeah. Hey, you want to tune in?
Man, listen.
Short term, long term.
Short term?
Mm-hmm.
Finish up my bachelor's degree. I've been slacking. Radio engineering is really hard.
Okay.
Situation is
right.
hard to get your bachelor's. I'm not
right.
going to cap with that.
Right.
Long term, honestly and truthfully, I'm thinking about moving.
Right. That's
because the way New York is getting now.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it.
I had a conversation with my GMOs about this. She said, "quote unquote, you're not seeing communists yet. You're seeing skirmishes, fights here and there. But if they really wanted to bring it to a communist level with all the the vaccine requirements that we have to go through, the mandates, all that." She said, "You haven't seen it yet, but it's coming." So if an old lady tells you something, and she's, my grandma just turned almost 90. She'll be 90 next year.
God bless her. Man,
if an 89-year-old woman tell you something, been around since World War II, Cold War, Vietnam, Korea. You know what's up.
Right,
You
right.
know what's up.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
list the war so it's easier to understand because so much stuff happened in between we can't even talk about. But you know, long term is got New York. Short term is finish up my bachelor's. My short term is to actually go back to Brooklyn and start DJing over there.
Right.
Brooklyn. I kind of miss Brooklyn.
All right, Brooklyn in the house.
Yep.
Yeah. For me, short term is let's say short term goal for me is to save right now. That's something I'm into.
Well, that's an everyday goal.
And I'm not saying like I know some people like save money. What you gonna do? Invest in it? Put stocks? Nah, I've learned new things. So to just be able to have money, like have it, without thinking about first thing to do is spending it. I want to have
I want
it.
to save. Yeah, that's my mentality too. Like, I was recently having a conversation with my investments and my brokers. Like, yo, it's time to save.
Right.
We've been flaunting money left and right. We need to start saving, man.
Right.
Start saving.
Long term for me, I would really say have Hansome Man Problem podcast branded and licensed. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's the purpose for this, because this is not just a platform for myself. This is a platform.
Like I said, I would not be surprised if I see you 2-3 years later in these schools talking to these kids, man.
Yeah.
These kids.
Yeah, man.
Really need it.
You heard them.
Yeah,
you heard them.
I'm tired of going to certain parts of New York City and have to. Now, I ain't gonna talk about it, but let's just say I make sure I'm prepared for situations.
Yeah.
Legally situations.
Right.
But why should I have to walk the street?
Right.
With heavy equipment on.
Right.
Because you got a slasher wants to beat up an old lady. Nah, listen. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Your podcast.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Truth.
Yeah, man. Handsome Man Problem.
Sit here,
yeah.
Listen and be like, hey, X, Y, and Z. That's my next step. You know what my other short-term goal is going to be? Getting the hood to interact in your podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Nah, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
Because
I appreciate it, because that's my purpose and my intent for it. It really is to bring light to it. It's a platform, and it's a safe space. Let's not.
Because, like, I guarantee you, if the average hood brother would come in here and talk about what's going on, he would probably walk out of this place feel enlightened or lighter.
Right. And that's the part of this self-reflection for me is really to revamp Handsome Man Problem podcast. I'm gonna bring a little more other than just my personal experiences. Yeah. Oh no. Absolutely. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't drop the personal experiences. What it is the beginning of this. The reflection of it was seeing that, okay, I kind of put myself out here with my personal experiences. I want.
You know why? Because you're real. Not a lot of real podcasts.
Right.
Or not a lot of real people admit to it.
Right.
I've seen people clown on people on podcasts.
I've seen it too.
Disrespect people on interviews with sly, rhetorical vocabulary.
Right. Yeah. The passive aggressive combo.
Yes. The thing is, though, the way you go about it, you talk about your personal stuff to let people know the. That was. Not a lot of people do that. They just throw a show on like hip hop without even getting the background story of a person.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
You have a background story of a person, you don't show it or flourish it. Nah, I give you proper because you talking about yourself before.
Yeah, that was the thing.
All your ideas are based upon one critical structure: helping the next black generation. care if you're a woman. I don't
Yeah,
care if you're a
man. Shout out to that. Shout out to this brother for his understanding, man. You know, it really it does something to me to hear him speak, you know, highly like that. Not really just meeting him in a way, but just hearing him speak again. That's more so what my intent is, and I will continue. I'm not stopping with the personal, like he said. Maybe sooner than 2 years, I'll be out here on platforms speaking to crowds and people about Handsome Man Problems, because it came.
I'll help you set that up. I ain't got
It see, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So, like I said,
Mhm.
I got connections.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Man of work.
Yeah, we're
Man
gonna
of work.
talk. We're gonna definitely talk. Because I do feel like there's a lot of handsome man problems out there that don't be discussed. And as a black man, you know, I feel free now. I feel light to
You
express.
look lighter. You look
Thank
lighter.
you, thank you, thank you. I feel it to express myself. I do feel that way through the self-awareness journey, becoming aware of myself, and that is becoming true to self, being real to self. There's still things that I'm coming forth, and that's why I've said to myself, you know what, I want to revamp Handsome Man Problem podcast. You know,
keep doing what you're doing.
I'm
telling you, not a lot of people who speak the truth understand the truth.
right, absolutely.
And that's where we go different about the world. You can speak all that stuff, yada yada yada. You can talk to the sky turns orange and the aliens start popping. You have some guns to pop at.
Yeah, man.
But it's the concept of you speaking the truth and you acknowledging the truth.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's what I hate about media now these days. And I work in this field. There's so much people can sit there and be slick talk, but you're not slick talk, bro. You give it a value.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
That's why
Absolutely. I'm here to be real. You know, I'm here to, and part of it was to be transparent. And for me, really, it is experiences. And I feel like what Nigerian King was expressing, like there's a lot of bottled up emotions, and and the perspective of a black man when you open that top, it's just an explosion. You know, I've been there, but I see to it that I want to better myself as a black man. I have 3 daughters and a son. You know, and
so you already know what type of atmosphere
yeah, man, it was meant. It was really meant. You know, and again, just your gratitude towards the platform, man. I'm definitely looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to continuing, you know, business with you. However, we could figure it out.
Man, listen,
a call away. But yeah, this was just a safe platform for healthy black masculinity. Black men to come vent, talk about some of their struggles as a man. To me, the platform, the Handsome Man Problem, the name itself just gave it that that melanin to it, that umph to a handsome man, because I feel like we all handsome men. You know, we just, some of us went through the trenches, some of us went through the struggle, some going through the grain, however you want to call it, you know, darkness, however you want to call it. I still feel like we are handsome men beyond the layers that we've built upon ourselves. And that's what this platform is built for. I do look forward to having guests on the show, even potential people that I've known for years growing up that may have, you know, then may not have seen the platform as a place, but I will be reaching out because it's going to be revamped, to share some stories, some testimonies as a black man. That's what I want to hear. I want people to hear these stories. I want people to hear our stories. We have a platform right here within itself where we could come on and talk. We have DJ Fly Hype where he on the ones and twos, you know, to get the vibe set, you know. So we gonna get this Handsome Man Problem podcast lifted.
All I say, like, I'm one of the people that falls up to existence because I'm a godly man over there, first of all. You know what I mean? gold mine to help people. You know, you may not really fully realize it at this moment, but I see it. I really see it. And I don't say that lightly about anybody. I know people who talk stuff. What you talk about is in public. You're trying to help. And that's why
You know, I ain't shit. Wasn't really trying to get emotional about it, but it's like, you know, it really.
I'm getting emotional because when I speak the truth like this, that means I see something.
Yeah.
And I've been around this block for 10 years, bro. I've been DJing for 10 years. Been licensed for 6.
Right.
I've been around this block.
You know, the thing about it is, for me, I do want to help. I do. I've been given the gift to do so, and I felt like
It's not a gift, it's foresight.
The foresight. I like that one. You know, the foresight. Right.
Born into this is a gift.
Right.
What you got is a foresight. Not a lot of people have that. People got gift, people got talent, people got foresight. Foresight category.
Foresight category. Appreciate that to the highest. That is one thing about me, because I do see this is bigger than me. I do see that it's bigger
than all of us. I see
right.
It now because like
it's bigger than the world. You know, it really is, man. My goal, my plans is bigger than the world. It is bigger than me. But I do really appreciate that. I did get a little tad bit emotional about it because, you know, they say we can't save everybody, you know, but I'm gonna do.
What no one did is what you heard. You are saving those who can be saved.
And the thing about it can be, and this platform is to let everyone know that you can be, not only for the ones that want to be, but this is a place where you can be. Just join the platform. You know, this is that safe place. This is what I'm building it for. So everyone could come on, and I want to hear stories, because I'll be honest with you, life was taboo for me, where I thought I was the only one with problems, had these issues. You know, something that's a trend now. People say mental health is real. Well, it is, but I want to hashtag this because I've been hashtagging it. Mental health been real. You know, we as people, as through time, started being more comfortable talking about it.
Why we started being comfortable talking about it? Because
the age gap, and I just want to say this. Yes, I want to give a huge appreciation when you say age gap difference to the younger generation, because I'll be honest with you, I feel like they opened that door by their actions. You know, I'm not saying their actions was condoned,
some of them not justified,
but they kicked down that door.
But they did.
They kicked down that door.
They made us realize.
Yeah.
Living in a fantasy world online.
Right.
To watch anime, whatever.
Right. And I paid attention to that, and I gave credit to. There was a phase of music, a genre of music that was called emo music.
I heard of emo music. I have it on my laptop. I don't play it like that.
And I didn't have a label for the music, but I was like, whoa, emo? Okay, well, I'm gonna rock with this trend. But that music alone, I was there before it was emo music. You know what I'm saying? I was there. Okay.
So, that right there made me realize, okay. And then she put me on to the dark rabbit hole of Twitter.
Right.
I see how people. I'm like, okay, so this is a plague that's infestating our lives, and people don't realize it. Fuck the COVID, fuck the flu. this is the
people
plan.
are not conscious enough. They're not conscious to see. And let me just say this: I just realized I was that type of person where I'm gonna just say this. I laugh about it today, and I still laugh about it. That you go to in the lunchroom table full of people you think is your friends, people that you associate with, and you sit down at this table, and they're doing certain gestures to try to get you to catch hint, like they don't want you here.
Right.
Like you tell a joke and
and
nobody laugh. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, you're talking and no one paying attention. You know, they do these things. I was that type of person that went over that. I didn't see that. I used to just like, oh, they don't want to laugh. All right, I'm gonna tell a funnier joke now. You know what I'm saying? One or two people gonna laugh at this joke. You know, I didn't key in. Let's just say I didn't key in on that. You know, to where I'm understanding now that was a part of not being checked into reality.
You know, so crazy. I'll cut you off right there because when I was in high school, middle school,
Yeah.
I peeped that.
Yeah.
Me, he was different.
Yeah.
I peeped it.
Yeah.
I looked at it like, all right, cool, bet. I was, you know what, since I didn't have people to fuck with and chill with,
Right.
I chilled by myself.
Right.
That's where I can say what you're talking about, what you're doing. I mostly been through it. I've seen it. I understand it. I was that odd kid out. So
Yeah.
you talk to all the odd people that's out.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
And I'm not the odd. I'm
Right.
in there. So
Yeah.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I had times where people
Right.
respect me, but,
That's crazy
you know,
to
look
say
at
that.
me now.
Right. Absolutely, you say that. And the thing is, for me, I'll be honest. Before we wrap this up,
Word.
It's not that I didn't notice it. I just didn't want the confrontation that came with noticing it, because I felt like,
You know what's crazy? I'm not a confrontation person. I'm a pacifist.
Right.
But
right,
I was trained by my military family, so I have a sense
right,
of
okay,
commodity. Like, I'll let you slide.
Right.
You know, I'll let you get the first 2 strikes, but
Right.
once you hit strike 3, I'm gonna have to put you down.
right. See, me, I was like, for me, it was like, if I'm gonna let you slide, I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna go home and deal with my consciousness later, you know. But for me, it was always that point, like, if I act on this,
It's a whole,
like,
it's a whole
yeah,
ball.
man, it's more than what I wanted, more than what I.
It's so funny is that the principals, the security guys, they knew, they see it in my face every time.
Yeah, bro.
They be like flocking to me back in
Right,
the day, like, yo,
right.
good, bro?
You
I
know,
was like, yeah, I appreciate y'all checking on me.
right.
If it wasn't for them, I say to you this right now, I would probably either be in jail or in the mental hospital, because the stuff.
Salute to them, man. Salute to them. Yeah, man. Salute to them. Just salute to that, because I'm telling you, man. Like, I did, like, as far as just letting things slide, I would say, yeah, I did. You know, I didn't want to key into it. If you felt like you wanted to get over on me, I guess you got that one.
Right.
But so for me now, it's like, I'm not playing into that no more. Nah, if I catch you, I catch you. That's it. I'm not gonna make it my business to catch you. But if the situation itself is like too hard for me not to notice, like, then I'm gonna have to do something about it, you know, depending on what it is. But more so, like I said, just the consciousness of what's around you. Now I feel like I'm here on earth.
Right.
You know, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm not in sky high.
Yeah, I'm
Like, with the rest
right.
of
I'm
those
not in
super
space.
power
I'm not in
dudes,
space.
nah,
I'm not in space. I feel conscious. I'm aware now.
my surroundings.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm fully aware. I always been, but it's to the degree of consciousness and not survival, because my awareness was based off of survival. A lot of it was based off of survival, where you look at me wrong, I'm not even gonna take it as a wrong. I'm up out of there before you can even blink. You know what I'm saying? I felt that energy before.
See, I was a person that, if you look at me and start, I know you got problems, I'll address them.
Yeah.
Because you know why? I'm the person that's mad chill. You can tell by my mouth. The chillest man you will ever meet.
Right. Shout out to DJ Fly Hype.
Negativity and
Yeah.
situation.
Right.
Because then you're gonna get reaction, and then the reaction you're gonna get is not pleasant.
Right.
Because you chose upon yourself to be ignorant and foolish.
Right. So yeah, man. So now more so, even with the platform, moving forward, it's just I'm revamping it with consciousness now.
Do it, bro.
You know.
Right now, when you come back, it's gonna be better.
Yeah, man. I'm revamping it
Still here, it's all good.
with consciousness. You know, I'm not going nowhere. It's just postponed. You might catch me a lot live on my live here Instagram, but I'm more so gonna direct my crowd, my followers to my YouTube channel. That's where it's gonna be at for me for right now until I back on this platform. So I just want to get that going. I just want to get everybody going to my YouTube platform, and then we jump right back on Instagram. The platform is not going nowhere. I just won't be hosting as many as I normally do weekly. I just won't be hosting weekly as I normally do. It'll be every now and again for those who's following, for those who's interacting with me. You will see that I'm not stopping. I'm just revamping within feeling like this is that inconvenient moment for me. I'm just revamping and doing everything with consciousness now. So, you know, this will be the last show on Reflex Radio for right now. It's just postponed. And I'll get back to everyone that's been vibing with me throughout the updates on when we will be back on the Reflex Radio app. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for interacting. That was interacting. Just stay with me, though. Everyone that's joined in, join. Add me on the Instagram, Hansome Man Problem. Add the Instagram. Again, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Reflex Radio, for the platform, for allowing me to creatively express myself. Thank you to my co-host, Nigerian King, for bringing his element on the platform. DJ Fly High for the ones and twos. It's been a wonderful journey. I'm going to continue this journey. Everyone that's been with me, stick with me, stay with me, ride out with me. This is the Wolf Pack. The Wolf Pack. Protect at all costs. That's what we going with. Protect at all costs. This is the Wolf Pack. So I'm still looking forward to everyone's interactions. Add me on Instagram, Hansome Man Problem Podcast. Hansome Man Problem. Add me on Instagram. YouTube, add me on YouTube, Hansome Man Problem. Everything is Hansome Man Problem on all social media platforms. Again, this is not the last live, just here on Reflex Radio platform, and we will be revamping and we will be back on this platform again. Thank you. Yeah.